Did you know that a piece of uranium the size of a coin can produce as much energy as tons of coal? Or that the sun is actually a giant nuclear reactor? That hidden power comes from nuclear physics. What is nuclear physics? Nuclear physics is the branch of physics that studies the atomic nucleus, the particles inside it, protons and neutrons, and the reactions that change the nucleus and release energy. Small diamond, unlike chemistry, which deals with electrons, nuclear physics deals with the heart of the atom. Fun fact: if the nucleus were the size of a marble, the atom would be as big as a football stadium. Inside the nucleus contains protons, right pointing arrow, positive charge; neutrons, right pointing arrow, no charge. Key points: almost 99.9% of the atom's mass is in the nucleus. The nucleus is extremely dense. Protons naturally repel each other. Question for students: if protons repel, why doesn't the nucleus explode? The answer is nuclear force. Nuclear forces, the strongest force you've never seen. Nuclear force is a powerful attractive force that acts between protons and neutrons, holds the nucleus together. Properties: extremely strong, works only at very short distances. Attractive force. Fun fact: nuclear force is stronger than electric force, but only inside the nucleus. Outside, it almost disappears. Mass defect. Where did the mass go when a nucleus forms? Expected mass equals protons plus neutrons. Actual mass equals slightly less. That missing mass is called mass defect. Why? Because some mass is converted into energy. Binding energy, the glue of the nucleus. Binding energy is the energy required to completely break a nucleus into separate protons and neutrons. More binding energy equals more stable nucleus. Einstein's famous equation. Meaning: a small amount of mass produces a huge amount of energy. Fun fact: this equation explains why nuclear reactions release millions of times more energy than chemical reactions. Radioactivity, nature's way of finding stability. Radioactivity is the spontaneous emission of radiation from unstable nuclei. Important points: happens naturally, cannot be controlled, makes nucleus stable. Fun fact: bananas are naturally radioactive because they contain potassium.
Types of radioactive radiation: alpha radiation, heavy particles, positive charge, low penetration, stopped by paper; beta radiation, fast electrons, negative charge, medium penetration, stopped by aluminum; gamma radiation, high energy waves, no mass or charge, extremely penetrating, stopped by thick lead or concrete. Fun fact: gamma rays are used to kill cancer cells. Nuclear fusion, power of the sun. Nuclear fusion is the joining of two light nuclei to form a heavier nucleus. For example, hydrogen nuclei combine to form helium. This process requires extremely high temperature and extremely high pressure. Fun fact: every second, the sun converts 4 million tons of mass into energy. Fission versus fusion. Quick comparison. Fission involves splitting heavy nuclei, while fusion involves joining light nuclei. Fusion releases even more energy but is much harder to achieve. Fission is easier to initiate and is used in nuclear power plants. Uses of nuclear physics. Nuclear physics has several peaceful applications, including electricity generation, cancer treatment, medical imaging, Fu.
For more interesting knowledge, don't forget to subscribe to Socratic Fun and touch bell icon for notification. Learn every day something new.